Almost there. All right. Okay, well, this is Dr. Joe Blake. Want to welcome everybody to the morning's broadcast. This is the Actionable Financial Literacy Center, and want to say, hey, all's well here in Arizona. It's been raining quite a bit this morning, so if you heard, it may pop in and out, but we may have a thunderstorm. So if you hear some rumbling in the background, you know that's what's going on. As the title entails, you see it says Legacy. See a photograph back there in the background. That's me, my son in the middle, and then my dad in the background, and we have Joe Blake the fourth there. So it's all Joes, and the baby Joe. Um, Took that picture last weekend. This weekend just passed, and we had a great time there. And so I wanted to share about legacy and from a financial perspective as well. So let's kind of get started here. Let's see. All right. So again, from the text we have here, start it. Let's see. And so have our book there. So we start with the start from the decision model that we shared. With the decision model, uh, we start with the actual the knowledge that comes in, and from the knowledge that comes in, uh, and as a matter of fact, we're going to be talking about the knowledge that comes, because from the knowledge, that's the main information that comes in. The knowledge that comes in, and uh, what we find a lot of times is the knowledge that comes in, and from that knowledge, you have the action model that's in the middle, and from the knowledge that's in the knowledge, the model that's in the middle, it has all of the. Hold on a second here because I want to. The knowledge in the middle is what we have to look at on the semi-annual, annual basis, quarterly basis, but that's something that we look at, and we tend to, uh, how can I say, we look at those things, and we tend to, we we tend to adjust those things as they occur. We tend to make sure that what we are looking at, what we are adjusting, we we look at correcting or detecting any errors in our thinking on a semi-annual, annual basis to make sure that we're doing the things that we should do in our in our lives, in our financial picture, to make sure that the things that we're doing are working well. So you had the knowledge that comes in, you had the behaviors that kind of foster those things that we need to change. And in the middle, we have the things we're looking at: the economic stewardship. We're looking at the money basic investing, borrowing, and protecting. That's in the middle there, and we're looking at correcting and detecting those errors in our thinking. And then we have the shopping cart on the side. The shopping cart is we're looking at taking the shopping cart and going through each stage of the action model, making sure we checking and correcting the thinking in those different areas. And then we have the model here, the inflation model. We've been talking about inflation so much right now; it's going kind of haywire. And we know that in the middle is GDP, gross domestic product. That's looking at how the country as a whole is producing goods, services, and goods. And we see the Fed's inflation is here in the blue area right there. Inflation is going up. Then looks at the outside, looks at how the business growth is growing. Well, business is growing, inflation starts to rise. The Fed the Feds look at how inflation grows, and they kind of counteract that. How the money is free out there. How to counteract it? If they raise inflation rates, it kind of slows the growth of the flow of money. So it's like a balancing act. They have to perform, so to speak. So they raise the interest rates, so this slows the inflation. The attempt is to slow inflation. So I say we're right about there. They still haven't controlled it because inflation is kind of going up a little bit. So they increase the interest rate to slow the rate of inflation. So I say we're right about there. Sometime this cycle here takes about 6 or 7 years to correct itself. But no one has a crystal ball. I'm not saying I'm a crystal ball guy, but I'm just saying this is how it looks. So since this year, I think it's been announced about 6 times they've adjusted the interest rates. It's just a game that they play, games people play. Right, wrong, I just can't stop. It's one of the things that happens. All you can do is just buckle up and ride it out. No one has a crystal ball. A lot of economists, they may think they have it, they may think they know it. All you can do is just buckle up, ride it out. Okay. So the article that I have here, um, talking about the law of legacy, is the article that I read, and also a video that I reviewed about John Maxwell. I like John Maxwell. He talks about leadership all the time. So here, and then I thought about the Bible. Proverbs talks about a good man leaveth an inheritance, says to his children's children. But I just stopped right at leaveth an inheritance. So leaving an inheritance. This article was based out of Pakistan. Like I mentioned before, I'm going across the world, finding different aspects of financial literacy in other parts of the world, and how it was influenced, or how it parlayed to what happened in the United States. Because the U.S. is one place, but it influenced other countries as well, and so we get a picture of what it looked like to other places, and then how we can glean from that, even for our own understanding. Because sometimes it takes another look someplace else to see what we have here and see if there's any correlation that we can use, or how we can take and glean from that to make ourselves even better. So this one comes from Pakistan. So one of the things it mentions in there, it says financial knowledge. Financial knowledge and related abilities play a vital role in humans' life because it leads them to total financial literacy. So the abilities play a vital role in humans' life, financial knowledge, and that's the first influence in our business, in the model, the decision model that I've created. That knowledge, and that's information that comes in to you, the individual, the family, the knowledge that comes in, that influence that comes in, the information that comes in. Where are you getting it from? How are you getting it? How much of an influence? What is it doing for you and your family? How are you getting the information? What influence? Where you go? How you go? So think about that. Just think about it. What information are you getting? How's that information coming in? What information is going for? How's it working for you? How's it working for you? How's it beneficial? And what is it doing for you and your family for your future? Always. Do you have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, 20-year plan? You know, uh, what type of influence is it doing for your family? Hmm. As what Dr. Phil says, how's that working for you? So how's it working for you? What is it doing? Okay, so let's move on. All right. So one of the things I have here. Uh, so law of legacy. What legacy do you want to leave for your family? Male, female. What legacy? What legacy do you want to leave? You want to leave a legacy of being able to recreate being able to recreate, not just do it, not just apply it, but recreate it. You're able to recreate. You're able to create an understanding of wealth and prosperity for yourself. Are you recreate? Are you able to recreate it, or your children able to recreate what you create? Do you want them to recreate what you got? Do you want them to be better than you are? That's one thing my mom always said to me was like, you need to be better than me. And she wasn't saying that I'm better than her. She wanted me to have a better life than she had. And and she didn't really tell me how. I just watched her life. That's what I thought. I just watched her life and see what she did, and I just did better or did a little bit more than she did. So I took that as a means of being able to do it. So the second thought of it is, are you living the legacy you want to leave? Are you living a legacy that you want to leave? Are you doing those things that you want to leave? Like one of the things that now I use myself for an example because I can talk about me and nobody get their feelings hurt. So that way I don't know this person over here. They're not, no, talk about me. They don't have to worry about it. So if I talk about somebody else, then they get offended. No, why did Joe? Why did Dr. Joe say that about me? And then the next thing you know, I'm like knuckling up because somebody said I said something to them. So only person I can knuckle up with me because doesn't hurt. You know. So, but if I say something about somebody else, oh man, it's like drop down, ready to knuckle up with a brother, and then they end up losing because of I'm from the streets, didn't work out too well. But anyway, so my mom, when I was in the military, my mom went across the pond, same came to see me in England. So as soon as my son went overseas to Italy, I was over there, and I can't go by myself because I'm married, so I had to pony up the dough for me. I had to pony up the dough for my wife, so we both had to go over there. So I had to live that. I had to live that legacy. So I had, my mom came. It was no question. Brother had to go. I had to take my wife with me. So you live in that legacy. What you done something. Now you got to whatever you got to do. You got to go see your kids. You got to go. You got to go where they go. When they go something like that, go see them. Go visit your babies. You got to go see them. You got to go see your babies where they at. You go see them. So are you living the legacy you want to leave? Are you living it? Are you living that legacy? I went to go see. Now I don't have a picture. I don't have a picture of me, my dad, and my grandpa. I don't have a picture of me and my dad, and my grandpa. I wish I did, man. I wish I did, but because my grandpa. I was taller than my grandpa, so that'd have been cool to have. I wish I had a picture of me, my dad, and my grandpa. My grandpa used to take me to the baseball games, see the Baltimore Orioles play. I loved that. I really loved that. He's always taking me up to the game and give me the money. I used to pay for he'd give me the money, which is his money, but I'd go pay for the baseball game, and I was like, man, I felt like a big boy. I was like, yeah, grandpa, give me the deal. I was like, but I don't have a picture like that. My grandpa Roland. That is my dad, my mom's dad. And I have pictures of Roland. I don't have a picture of me and Roland in picture. And I call my grandpa Roland because it's crazy. But on my mom's side, I call my grandmother and my grandfather by their first name. So it's Bet and Roland. I know it's nuts. You normally don't hear that. But on my mother's side, I call my grandfather and my grandmother by their first name. Bet and Roland. Don't ask me why. It was like that. So, next thing. Are you leading today with tomorrow in mind? Are you thinking about tomorrow? Are you thinking about the future? Are you thinking what may happen next? You got to have the intent of that thinking, intent of what tomorrow may bring, or what tomorrow, the thought of. When my grandson was born, Joe Blake the fourth, I was like, I have got to take a picture I have to have a picture with all four of us there. I just had to, and I said I just had to. I was like, my dad. That's why I had to fly back. I had to go to Georgia. I had to go to South Carolina to get my pops. He's an older cat. Got some, I had to take care of him, go get him. They had to drive from South Carolina over to Georgia, get my boy. Then we drove up to where his baby mama, the girlfriend was at, and I stayed with my daughter, it's my baby girl. So I was killed two birds with one stone, seeing my baby girl, and then we got the baby, and that was all fun too because the baby was he was a good Joel. We call him Joel, so because my dad is Big Joe. Now don't be saying this, but they used to call me Little Joe. Now they call me Dr. Blake. Anyway, so to me, and then my son is Joey, and so now we got Joel. So that's four Joes, right? So we got him, and so I had to take that photographs to have all four of us. So I was thinking about it in the future because I want my son to see that. Now I had all the Blake men because my other son Trayvon, he started his own thing because he grew up with his dad and now he got his own thing going. He got Trayvon Jr. and then got Yazian. So and that so I haven't gotten all the Blake men together yet. So we want to take a whole all Blake men picture. But Trey's in Bangkok, so I gotta wait till that brother come back. And my boy, my other grandson, and my other grandson's on YouTube, Bob Blake, but that's not his real name. But he's on YouTube, and I be pushing out his YouTube stuff. My oldest grandson, he's 13, doing that stuff. Man, that's a cool thing. But it's like legacy. I'm into technology. All my kids into technology. I'm into creating wealth and understanding. They into that too. Create that legacy for your family. So you gotta do that. So financial knowledge. Another thing in what the article points out is that it says families' financial difficulties can emerge out of insufficient financial information. So a lot of families, if you don't have the information, that's where difficulties emerge from. And I think about growing up in Baltimore, and we was on welfare for a short period of time, and I think about being in the hood and everything. A lot of insufficient information, misleading information, was in the hood because ain't nobody come down there and talk to us about investing. Ain't nobody coming down there talk to us about buying a home. Where you have a front yard and a backyard and all that good stuff. They didn't come down in those type of areas and try to give us information, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about financial products. They came down there to sell us a bunch of stuff, but they didn't come down there to educate us about how to get out of there. So if you don't get information, that's insufficient financial information, you can't get nowhere. And that's what happens. They don't come down there for a couple of reasons. One, they don't care. Two, they're too afraid to get jacked. So that's my assumption. They want to come in and get jacked, but probably some truth in that. But if families don't get sufficient information, then they can't make a choice. They don't have a choice because the information is not there. And if they don't care, ain't no broker on Wall Street, gonna come down on 915 North Stricker Street and talk to you about investing in any stock. It's just not. There's no incentive for them to do that. So it went to later in life that I got my broker's license, that I started doing investments, that I even got the information to share with my mama, and my mama got it to do her thing. So, insufficient information to do that. And if you don't have it, you get lost. The other thing the article points out is that if families generally and financially and mentally know how to use cash prudently, you see that a lot in a lot of like professional athletes. Man, they get tons of money, tons of it. And sometimes they may come from disadvantaged families, disadvantaged lifestyles, and if they don't have the financial principles from youth, and they get the large sums of money, they treat it like monopoly money and blow it. They can be in a league 10, 15 years making all this money, and they think that money's going to come forever. But if they don't do the proper things with that type of cash, another 10, 15, 5 years after they get out the league, broke is a joke. Because they didn't have anyone there to properly serve them. And if they do have somebody to serve them, it's some cat who's just there to get his cut, and once he got his cut, he's gone. and that athlete is broke, or that professional person is broke and don't have anything, and they're out. And I hate to see and hear that when that occurs. Uh, Wish I could be there to give them some assistance, because I've been in this place when you don't have nothing, then you have something, and it's just a tragedy when something like that happens. And we hear it every day, all day, continues to happen. Ain't nobody really there to speak real to them and let them know, stop acting like a nut. This ain't gonna keep coming all the time. You do the right thing right now, so you won't have this situation. Because not only athletes, celebrities get that issue going on. Ain't nobody there to go, stop acting like a fool, man. This ain't gonna continue. You need to take this situation right now seriously. So, because this ain't gonna come all day long. You need to do something now so to keep it flowing. So that's another one. And see, another thing here, the article mentions about, there's and parents got to be aware of this. We teach our children either deliberately or accidentally their financial attitude. You can be deliberate about it, or you can accidentally do it. I don't know nothing about investments. Or I don't know nothing about saving money. Or I don't know nothing about buying houses. What you don't know, and you don't intentionally tell them, that's what you tell them. You don't know, they don't know, and they go learn it from Joe Smo. Well, I don't like using Joe Smo. George Green from down the street. You're gonna learn from Mike Brown from downtown. Smokey from around the corner, Skeeter from down there. They're learning from somebody, and you don't know what they're learning. They're learning something that ain't right. They could be, going to lead them down a road the wrong way, and that impact later down the road, and it leads them to a place that's not going to be good for them. But you, the parent, bears that responsibility, because you don't get it, you didn't get it, and you're not giving them nothing. So you have to be intentional about it. If you don't know, libraries are free. You can go to the library all day long, check out a book that talks about it. Oh, I got it. There's another good book that's out there called Joseph, Building Financial Literacy. Oh, I forgot about it. That's my book. You can pick it up, get some financial information there that helps you out. Continue to listen to my broadcast, and you get more information about it as well. Hey, some way, somehow, get that knowledge, get that information to help your family grow. My book ain't the only book, obviously, but you can get my book, and then tell you what you need to know. Get some things to make you grow. That's how it goes. All right. Financial well-being. Financial well-being has both targeted and emotional components. Targeted means something specific. You got that bullseye over there, and you got your little the bow and arrow. You got to get the target in that. You want to hit that target. You go to the shooting range. You got a bullseye you want to hit. Boom, you got that target. And then there's an emotional element to it, because some folks don't realize that we actually buy based on emotion, and then we back it up with logic. Because we see a pair of shoes, like, oh man, I love them shoes. I'm a shoe guy. I like shoes. Sorry about that. A lot of ladies like shoes, but guys, I like shoes. I see them. Oh man, there's some tight shoes right there. I like them shoes, man. That's the bomb. And you're just like, yeah, but you got 4 pair already, Joe. But no, I like them. I don't have that style, and that's a different type of blue. That blue is like a sky blue. I got a pair of sky blue, but them sky blue are old. I like them right there because it's a little different shade of sky. And plus, that one's got a rounder tip, and I got a square tip. You back it up with logic, and I can get those right there, only $40. I got those over there. So it works out. So it's an emotional thing, but you back it up with some logic. So there's targeted, and then there's emotional component to spending. Now I'm not going to get too far deep into that, because there's a second part to the article that talks about financial knowledge. I'm going to share that again next week. But you understand that there's a financial well-being aspect to it. So you got the law of legacy, what you want to leave what you want to leave your family with, your children with. There's knowledge that always comes into it. Getting that knowledge and information, know where you need to go to get it. If you don't know where you can refer someone to, you can go pick up a book and read more about it. You got to educate yourself. If you can't, if someone's not speaking to you, pick up a book, pick up a magazine, continue to listen to what I have to share. Continue to get your knowledge for yourself, and that well-being. Be targeted about it. Understand there's emotions involved. Get that information. Then there's, talking about the answer, actionable financial knowledge. What makes a precept actionable is when you're able to recreate what you've learned outside of where you learned it. Like, you have the information here. What makes it actionable? If you're able to recreate what you've understand and gained from this knowledge here, and be able to recreate it in your own environment. Take what you learn, recreate. Take the principles here, recreate it. That's what makes it actionable. Not just apply. You can recreate the lessons here and recreate it where you're at with your loved ones as well. Now, Proverbs says, "Train up a child the way they should go, and when they old, he or she will not depart." Start young with the children. Have them understand. If you don't, start now. Get a game. Help them understand, help them learn. They got different games that are out there. I'm going to show you one in a moment. Get a game, help them learn. And then you may say, well, you know what? I don't have kids. I don't have nobody leaving money to you. Well, in numbers, it said if a father or brother have no children, you can give your inheritance to a kinsman. Kinsman is a relative. You may have nieces or nephews that you love. You care about your nieces and nephews. God gives us, in Deuteronomy 18, is that God gives us the ability to obtain wealth, right? To establish His covenant. But you can give that gift to a niece or a nephew that may not have someone to give to them. You have it within you to obtain it. And what you obtain, you give to the kingdom, but also you can give to that niece or nephew who doesn't have that opportunity, or maybe their parents didn't have that chance, that you can give to that niece or nephew, so that niece or nephew will be okay. You can do that. That's what that you can define that in your life for you to be able to do. And the reason why I start early, last week I had my kid, this is my oldest boy and my youngest daughter. And I showed them, this is the game we played when they were kids. This is Cash Flow, Robert Kiyosaki. I get no money for talking about this game at all. None. All I know is this game helped my babies understand what to do. When we first started playing this game, my daughter was 7. She was 7 years old. She's 30 now. My boy was 12. He's 35. They were babies. They remembered this game. And I just play with them. And in the summertime, when they come, and I got them in the summer, my daughter bought this game, and she had it waiting for us to play it. It was all wrapped in plastic, still wrapped up in the plastic, having it popped open, and she waited for us. I don't know how long she had it. She may have had it for a year, maybe a year. I think it's been a year since I seen my baby. But we came, and we got to her house, wrapped in plastic, and she said, "We're gonna play the game, Dad." I said, "Okay, Cupcake, we're gonna play it." We popped that plastic open. And it was 1 o'clock in the morning. We're playing this game. That's 1 o'clock in the morning. That's my daughter's house. Nice little house. Nice house. Popped that bad boy open, and we played that game. The baby, Joe Blake IV, is wrapped in all the blankets over there. My dad is sitting behind me, knocked out. He didn't want to go to sleep. He just want to. We're there playing that game. That game taught them about investing, accounting, and finance, all in one game. And she remembers that from when she was 7 years old. They both have master's degrees. My daughter graduates in June of next year. Masters. My other son had masters. My oldest daughter masters. And they all told me, "No, we ain't doing that doctorate thing, Dad. That's on you." But that legacy is what they follow behind. They seen Daddy do it. They want to follow Daddy. They want to beat Daddy. So, I did that. I did that because that's what I wanted to do, and I also did it because my mama told me to do better. And they have their own money because I'm their broker. They have their own cash, and I did that with intent in mind of having them become better than me, and they are. Though they are sharp. I'm amazed at how they've done so much well, and I don't have to worry about them being in my pocket because they have their own. You have to start. Start when you are. Start when you can. Start where you are. You have to start. You have to start. Okay. All right. Further announcements. Book club on Mondays at 1:00. You can go to my Facebook page and you'll see when the notes are. You can join my book club. Readers are leaders, so I encourage you to join. It's Mondays at 1:00. It's led by Joanna Walker and myself. This is the stock market here. I know the stock market is kind of up and down, but as long as the earth will remain, seed time is harvest. You plant your seed, give it some time, and reap the harvest. Market is on sale. Market is on sale. Jump on it. All right. Again, the ending here. This is the market. This is the motto. Knowledge comes in, change your behaviors. You have the actions in the middle that needs to be adjusted, and is you want to correct and detect the errors in your thinking. You got a shopping cart that's used to go through each stage of the action model. These are ways to get a hold of me. If I don't answer, please leave a message. That's what it's there for. My website, ways you can make an individual appointment with me. That you can pick up my book there, Patreon page, webinar. You can get the link to the webinar and the one I'm going to post. And there's the references. You got my book, King James Bible. That's the article that's based out of Pakistan. USA Today article we mentioned as well. And that is the end of that presentation there. So, with that, no other thoughts, questions, or concerns. Let's see if I can kind of stop this here. There. And hey, I want to say that it's always wonderful to be able to share information with everyone here, be able to have you here and hear what I have to say. And I just want to, it's always wonderful to be here each Saturday morning, be able to share their information with everyone, and know that I gave you my best, I gave you my all to give you the understanding of what I have to offer, and knowing that my overall objective is always to provide you with helping you get your financial point across and understanding that things is necessary and help you build financial literacy. So this has been Dr. Joe Blake with Accidental Financial Literacy Center, and I want everyone to have a great and prosperous weekend.